Hi, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade leaders. We are preparing for July 8th. Can you believe that we are halfway through 2018 already? It's crazy to even think about. When my kids were little, people used to tell me the days are long, but the years fly by, and I didn't believe them, but I definitely believe them now. It seems to just cruise. All right, we are talking about Paul and the world, being a world changer. Paul was definitely one of those people in all of Christian history that I think everybody would agree became a world changer. He killed Jews before God changed his life. And then after that, he persecuted or killed Christians, I should say, not just Jews. He persecuted or killed Christians because they were teaching about Jesus. And then God has an experience with Paul, and he sees Jesus in person, and because of that life change, he goes and he tells everybody about Jesus from the area that he was from all the way across the whole Middle East. And so he traveled a bunch and wrote many, many, many letters that we have in our Bible. All right, in your small group time, you have a game called Dots and Boxes. This is your social activity. I really encourage you guys to engage with these activities. This is a great way to get to know your kids. Kids are going to draw a horizontal or a vertical line in one at a time. Each person draws one line at a time. Their goal is to be the person that finishes a box, puts the last line to build a box. When they do that, they can put their initials in the box. If you're having a hard time understanding how to play this, find me. I'll be happy to show you how to play this game. It's something my sister and brother and I used to play together all the time. All right, and then we'll move into large group and play our minute to win it game. And then you'll move back into your small group time. And in your small group time, you have a bag full of all kinds of goodies. Your kids are going to help make a boat. And what you have in here is you have some air dry clay called Model Magic, and each kid should be able to build a boat with half of what's in your bag for Model Magic. So depending on how many kids you have in your group, if you only have a really small group and you want each kid to get a whole bag, they're welcome to. But if you have a bigger group, give them a smaller ball. It still makes a pretty good size boat. Here is the boat that we created out of this. And then they can also use the toothpick included and the sail to add to their boat. Make sure that they make a pretty good deep pocket in their boat, because what they're going to try to do is sink their boat. I'm going to give you a bucket full of water, and the kids are going to try to put their boat, or they're going to put their boat in the water, and then you have pennies to put in there to try to sink the boat and see how many pennies it takes before the boat sinks. Now, because this is air dry clay, it's going to be a little bit more gooey when you first start this, and especially after the boat gets wet. So I will have some paper towels out for all of you. You may want to dry off the boats really good, and encourage the kids to let their boat sit out in the air overnight. And then after that, it shouldn't fall apart. It'll get a little soft when it's in the water, so you may not want to leave it in there for a long time. And the kids can reshape it after it gets out of the water. It's not going to destroy it, but it will... until it completely dries, it will not float really good on water. And through that whole activity, you can be talking about Paul's shipwreck and all the things that Paul learned through that shipwreck, and maybe even relate that to the kids. Like, what do you think you would do in the same situation? Would you be the one that's encouraging everybody else to eat and take care of themselves because God has a big plan for them? It could be a really great discussion in your small group time. Your memory verse activity, you have your poster, a part of your folder. and then you have a ball in your basket. With your ball, you can toss the ball around. Either there's one of two ways that I think you could do this. You could do that for each word that's in the memory verse, or you could toss the ball to someone and ask them to recite the entire memory verse, and then they have to toss it to somebody else. However you want to play that. If you don't even want to use the ball, you are welcome to figure out a different way that you can make sure that the kids learn the memory verse. The memory verse is one of, for what we're doing now. The memory verse helps sum up exactly what we're teaching the kids about being a world changer. That this is from the book of Philippians. I eagerly expect and hope that I will in no way be ashamed, but will have sufficient courage so that now as always Christ will be exalted in my body, whether by life or by death. For to me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. Paul said this, but also we want for kids to believe this, that even in bad times, we can follow God because God has a bigger plan, just like he promised Paul. All right, that's your lesson for this week. You'll pray and dismiss. Make sure to keep your kids close. It's good for parents to, when they come in to pick up their kids, to see that we are interacting with their kids. It helps them trust us more with their kids, but it also helps them know that that when we have their kids, we are doing something with them to help them learn who Jesus is. And I would encourage you to have the kids talk to their families about what they're learning about Paul and being a world changer. Check out our website, find information about the party. If you don't have the Parkway app, now's the time to get it. It is free in the App Store. Look for Parkway app. And it is all things Parkway at your fingertips. All you have to do is click on your app. It's free, available for iOS and Android. If you have any questions, feel free to get with me anytime. I'll talk to you guys soon.